Jakai, when you're out at practice and trying to block Gilbert Edmond, just how much have you seen him improve, and how tough of a load is he to handle?
Gilbert, he's made major improvements. Shoot, from the beginning of spring ball, like I just seen him come along as a player, and also shoot, just working with him and getting better too.
After the game, Lloyd said that he really likes counterplays because you guys like it. What do you really like about that?
What I really like about counterplays, shoot, just getting out and moving. And we like to move people as an O-line, and I feel like that's our opportunity to go out there and just move people.
When y'all ran the 2-point play, and Trey went over, it looked like he kind of spun over your back. Did you take any credit for that? What was kind of your perspective on how that thing played out?
Shoot, my plan was just to block my man. I didn't see anything else happen after that. I didn't even know that he scored for real, until I seen the refs like this. I was like, oh, he scored. But, yeah, that was pretty fun, and it was interesting.
I'm going to ask about the counterplay again from a tackle perspective. What do they kind of coach you to do on that play, whether you're on the front side of the play or the back side of the play?
From on the front side, just taking my good footworks and my good steps, and like backside, just the same thing. Honestly, just going down and doing my job.
That first game against Georgia State was not a great game for the O-line. And then, last weekend, Coach told us he gave the O-line a game ball. So what do you think has been, the biggest area of improvement for you guys just in these first couple of weeks to get to that point?
I would just say just sticking to it. Like, yeah, Georgia State, we didn't have the best game, but our plan was just to stick to it and just keep going because, like, even though we didn't have the best game, like, we still had way more room for improvement. And we just keep making improvements and just keep getting better as a unit.
Offensive linemen generally like to get down in the trenches a bit and kind of duke that out there on the line. Is there a part of you that's thankful that at least you won't have to do that in something that's going to look like World War I trenches with the weather that's coming? Or were you kind of looking forward to maybe playing in the rain a bit?
Shoot, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I love playing football, any weather. I'm from Virginia, so we done played in the cold, rain. Anything. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm just ready to play football.
We've seen a lot of shuffling on the offensive line. Some when Jalen Nichols got hurt, some others, Wanamaker's been in a bit. Do you think that's kind of helped you guys just playing different spots and getting some different combinations together just as a group?
Yes, I think it has helped us because I feel like we're getting used to each other, like no matter who comes in. Like, we're getting used to all of us just playing beside each other and moving from certain positions. Like, even also in practice, like, we switch to other positions, so we learn how to play everything, not just one single position.
Jakai, what does game plan installation look like during a condensed week compared to maybe playing on a Saturday?
To a condensed week, well, it's closer. So basically, we have to study film and stuff more than like the normal because it's closer to game day. And I'll just say it's kind of like sticking to the same plan, but just keep it simple. Appreciate y'all.
Eric, obviously the game's been moved up a couple of days. How does that affect practice? What do you guys got to condense to get everything in? And now that you're not going to have those extra couple of days you thought you might.
Just getting in the film room. Whenever you're not in class, you just got to you got to be excellent at being a student athlete this week. You know what I'm saying? So getting your classwork stuff done early. And whenever you finish that, just getting back in the building and just getting the film on your own. Also, if you can't get back into the building and pretty much practice, it doesn't really change, you know what I mean? Just going out there and just getting what you got to do and just being precise with it.
Eric, how has practice been this week and trying to condense maybe 4 days of game plan installation into 2 or even 1?
You just got to go out there and whatever the coaches put on our plate, it's just stuff that we've been game planning since spring ball. So it's just going out there and just executing the plays that Coach Sat has put in order for us and just going out there and just executing.
Is there a part of you that was excited about maybe playing in some wind and rain, or are you more excited now that it'll be a bit drier?
it was pretty cool, you know what I mean, just to hear that we was going to be playing. I didn't even know it was going to rain, so I was like, okay, that's cool. Then they said we was going to play on Thursday, and it was funny because we was actually just talking about it. I want to say like I've been here for 20 years, so the year before I came, we played, they played Vanderbilt on a Thursday. So it was just cool to watch that, and now we actually get to go out there and play on a Thursday, so that'd be pretty cool.
Eric, playing on Thursday, how long does it take your body to recover, after playing a game on Saturday, and where you're starting to feel right, for the next Saturday? So how quickly can your body recover and get ready for this Thursday game?
Well, if the pros can do it, it shouldn't be that hard for us to do it. They go out there on Sundays and have to turn around for a Thursday. So just going out there and just, like I said, being an excellent student athlete. When you get done with your stuff that you do in the classroom, just doing everything that you can off the field to be a pro, getting your body right, getting the film in, getting the extra lifts and all that. So just pretty much just sticking to your routine, but just condensing it a little bit.
Eric, we've asked you a lot about the offensive line this year. You guys obviously played really well on Saturday. I guess just what did you kind of see from your guys' group, and I guess what did you feel like you guys were able to do in terms of plowing some holes for Marshawn and the rest of the running backs?
Just consistency. You know what I mean? Just got to keep continuing to get 1% better each week. Like our coaches say, you can't be a straight line. I mean, no, you want to be a straight line. You want to be an up and down guy. You want to be a straight line. You know what I mean? Just straight line and continue to rise up.
Eric, you guys had a lot of success running that counter play against Arkansas and obviously against Charlotte. Just what about that play do you like, and how do you feel like that scheme from a blocking standpoint really kind of emphasizes maybe y'all's skill sets?
I mean, it just shows you how nasty you can get. You get a double team at the point of attack, and then you get a nasty puller, and then you get the tight ends involved too. They coming around, wrapping around, and getting in the hole and clearing it out for the running back. And then at that point, running back, they on scholarship too, so this is what they get paid for, making the safeties miss. And you saw that with Marshawn on Saturday. And not only Marshawn, but Juju and CBS as well.
You mentioned the tight ends blocking on those counter plays. We saw a lot more of Nate Atkins in blocking on Saturday. What does he bring kind of to your run blocking group, and what is it like as an offensive lineman have another tight end kind of in the trenches with you?
I mean, he's an offensive lineman with hands almost. You know what I'm saying? Like, he likes to get nasty. He likes to get dirty. Him and Austin, you know what I mean? Like, both of them guys, they out there. Nate, he might not talk as much as Austin, but both of them like to get dirty. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Wyatt coming in too. So that's just another element that we have implemented this year, and just trying to create an identity in that room. So.
Eric, I think it was CBS who had that couple of big blocks down the side on that final drive before the half. I guess what'd you think of his blocking for him on that?
I was lit. I was the first one. I ain't even run to JB. I ran straight to CBS. I like the blocking aspect of it. You know what I mean? Just because I'm a little biased, I like to block. But those guys, this is what we do it for. You know what I mean? Like, get those guys open. That's just what we preach in our offensive team room. You know what I mean? Just getting outfield, making blocks, and getting the next person open.
Eric, what's the significance of playing in HBCU to you? Do you have any family members that attended HBCU?
Yeah,
friends?
Yeah. My dad was All-American at Sacramento State. He played left tackle, so it'd be pretty cool. I got a lot of family coming down for this one. So just going out there and just giving those guys the same level of respect as we give Georgia. You know what I mean? Just going out there and producing, because those guys, they're looking forward to this game as much as we are, because it's the next one. So just going out there and I'm excited because HBCU they did what they did the last year with to Jackson State, so can't take them light.
Eric, going back to Christian for a second, you just mentioned his blocking, but it was also kind of the first game this year that he was able to, break out a lot of long runs, had a couple of scores. Just what did you see from him in the week leading up to the Charlotte game, and did he seem more comfortable in practice to you? And just thoughts on that.
Now he's just getting his footing back. You know what I mean? Like I said, Christian, he another dude. We've been in the game for a long time. It just reminded me of back when we was playing in the Shrine Bowl. You know what I mean? He looked like how he did when he was out there. So. Just got to keep going and keep producing in practice, and the results show on Thursday or Saturday.
Eric, I think your dad joked last year that he was going to try and get back be able to fit into his varsity jacket from South Carolina State. Is he going to be wearing that, or you got Gamecock gear for him?
Nah, it was funny because like last year I was on the fence. I didn't know if I was coming back, and he was like, "I'm coming back to that South Carolina State game." He was like, but then he was like, "Hey, I can't even cheer for him this year. I got to cheer for you." So I'm like, but he was just joking with me on that. But it's pretty cool just that he gets to come back in that environment against the team that he played for.
How much did in the run game that we saw on Saturday is replicable not only this week but going into the last half of the season with a bunch of SEC games and Clemson still on the schedule?
It's like I said, we've been preparing for this since spring ball, early January. So the schemes that you see is pretty much what we just trying to perfect. We just trying to be 100%, and like I said, just continue to be 1% better than we were the last week.
Eric, for you guys with the injuries you've been dealing with and everything, obviously having a short week this week, does it help now to have a bit of a longer recovery when you'll look towards Kentucky, the following week, having this kind of off-balance schedule now?
Honestly, I don't know. Whenever we get there, we'll get to that. But right now, just my mindset is just focusing in on South Carolina State and doing whatever I can to propel my body to be at its best on Thursday. Appreciate y'all.
Start, you guys play pretty well. Just how confident are you in that secondary right now, despite you guys dealing with a few injuries?
Well, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. Also, right now, I could say confidence at an all-time high right now. Coming off a win is also pretty good. And, it's always next man up in football. So with the injuries, we're always prepared. Young guys got a lot of experience now, and they're also playing well. So, even though we're down some guys, didn't really feel like we were losing anybody.
Devontae, what does treatment, especially for a guy coming off getting banged up against Georgia, what does treatment look like for you in this kind of condensed week going from playing Saturday to now playing Thursday?
I could say, since it's a short time span that I have, just get more treatment in than I have. Probably just like a extra hour, 1 or 2 hours in the treatment. That's about it.
Coach had told us after the Georgia game you had an X-ray on your hip and all, just kind of what was your process like last week of, getting to the point where you felt ready to play and, how did you feel in game? Like what % do you feel like you're at right now?
It was just countless treatment, day after day, getting it in. Even when I'm not in the building, I was also working on my hip and stuff like stretching. That's also helped. And, just icing it, putting warmth to it, ice hot. That just really helped me speed up the process a lot. And just going through treatment all day and stuff like that, I feel like that helped me a lot. That helped me get my body back. Right now I feel great, just tape it up right now just so I don't mess it up again. But as of right now, I feel great.
This is the healthiest the safety group's been all year, obviously, now with RJ back. How do you kind of feel about this group as a whole, with Nick stepping up too, and maybe what's next for you guys, heading into the rest of the year?
I feel pretty much, confident in my guys in this whole group. With Nick stepping up was very big for us. There's not that many, schools where you get a young guy that steps in and, fills the role of an older guy. And he did that pretty well, He was able to gain a lot of experience while RJ was hurt, With RJ coming back, us being healthy all over again, it just feels great, Also, I just love the way the young guys stepped up in the room and helped everybody, pull along, we're missing some people.
You played plenty of midweek games at Central Michigan, some of those Maction games. I guess what's a little different about playing in the middle of the week, and I guess how does that, if at all, change things? This week when playing South Carolina State.
Only thing different is the schedule, really. Because football is football at the end of the day. But you have to adjust to the schedule. You have a game on a day people have class, or you might have class in the morning of the day of a game, but it's all about how you adjust, and as long as you're focused on the game and the task at hand, you're going to be okay.
Devontae, do you know much about SC State, or is that what today and tomorrow was about, additional film study just to kind of get ready for the quick turnaround?
Yeah. I'm from the north, so I don't really know much about SC State, but this is what the week of planning is about. Watching film, getting to learn the personnel, the players, and the coaches right now. So that's what we're doing.
Devontae, just what does game plan installation look like in a condensed week? Do you focus on third down one day, or is it just trying to throw as much information at you as possible over a couple days of practice?
As of right now, it's just all in the coach's hands right now. Every school does it different. So wherever Coach Beamer and the coaching staff come up with, we're going to trust it and put our all behind it and go to execute it to the best as possible.
You're talking about being from the north. Did you ever have a situation like this, either in high school or college, where maybe weather moved a game, snow in Detroit, anything like that? Is this a new experience for you?
No, it's not a new experience. Like most of the times I was playing in midweek because it was a MAC game, and the MAC conference is very big on the midweek games. So that's the only thing that has happened. I could say in high school, maybe a game may have got delayed to Saturday or something like that because of rain and thunder. But other than that, only reason I've been playing midweek games is because I was at Central Michigan.
What about, I can't imagine Belleville, Mount Pleasant, those kinds of places up in Michigan ever got hit by a hurricane. Just was there a part of you that maybe was looking forward to seeing what that's like in a game, or now more excited that it's going to be dry?
Oh, no, I never. Hurricanes scare me. I've never been in one, but I always see videos on the internet, of what the damage that they do and stuff like that. So I never wanted to be a part of one. So, with being a hurricane going to hit Florida soon, it was kind of startled me.
Shane said after the game, and then again on Sunday, that he wasn't happy with defensive effort, especially in the first half. Said he had some things he wanted to say to you guys at halftime, but Clayton White took care of it. What did you see in the first half from that standpoint, and what did they have to say to y'all at halftime to kind of get things going?
I would say in the first half, start off flat. That's what defense we're working on, starting the game off, not giving no points in the first 2 to 3 drives. That's something that we need to work on very good, and that's also what we're working on now. But in that game, last Saturday, that's something we struggled with. And in halftime, they got on us about, not starting so flat, because we never want to just come out of halftime and play, catch up all the time. We don't want to do that. It's, if you're playing the SEC ball, you can't go down to Kentucky and give up 14 points in the first half. That's how you lose games real quick. So basically, that was a preach of, the coaching staff and halftime. Pick it up. Cut the slack, and let's go. Thank you.
For you, just one, how good did it feel to get back on the field and obviously catch a touchdown your first time out? Another, just what was the injury and how did it happen?
First, it felt good just to be back out there playing again. It's been a long time since I played football, since last November. Didn't have a spring, so just to be back on the field running around again felt good. And I had a scratch fracture in my foot. I got an accessory navicular, so basically just an extra bone on the inside of my foot and just a scratch fracture. We were doing goal line tackle drill. I kind of stepped on another player and kind of rolled up on him.
Corey, now that you're kind of working yourself back into this offense and chiseling out some playing time, what do you feel like your role is, and how do you feel like you can help impact this offense?
Right now, it's just trying to get back in the flow of playing in the game, just because I've been limited at practice, haven't done a ton of stuff. So right now, really just getting a feel for being in the game and playing full speed again.
Corey, what was your reaction to the game being moved to Thursday? Did you guys have an idea that was a possibility when people started talking about the hurricane approaching Florida?
Honestly, I was getting ready to play a rainy game, but when we got the news over there in the team meeting, everybody got really excited, and we think it's a good challenge for us because Coach Sapp been pressing a sense of urgency for us to have a shorter week and have to play on Thursday kind of heightens that emotion and that sense of urgency to try to get things done. So we're really excited about that.
Hey, Corey. First, can you kind of just take us through, that touchdown catch that you had on Saturday, what it was like to have that moment in your first game, in a Gamecock jersey in front of, Williams-Brice like that?
So first I'll say I am out of shape. I was so tired, and I got the call from Sat, and I saw it and I was like, shit, I got to run again. So I'm running up the sideline and I kind of look back and I see Luke and his hands are empty. So I'm like, where's the ball? And I saw just a slight slimmer, like a black dot come across one of the lights, and I was like, oh shit, it's coming to me. And after I got it in my hands, I kind of double caught it, and I had to look at it for a second, shit, I got the ball. And it was just a lot of emotion. I was really excited. I'd say probably the best part about that was when I turned around, seeing Juice Wells almost get a penalty for coming off the sideline with his helmet off, coming to celebrate with me. So that was probably the best part of all of that.
And, now this week with the short week, is that, create any worry for you recovering from an injury? Now you kind of have less time to recoup after that first game, or do you feel like you're in a good place physically?
I feel like I'm in a good place, but overall, I'll say probably the only thing that kind of worries me is that there's not a lot of time to get more practice reps to try to get more in shape and get a feel for things. But overall, I feel like I'm pretty okay with it as far as shape-wise, though.
Information-wise, like, how hard is it, or like, do you feel like you're prepared in the short amount of time that you have? Like, are they throwing a lot of stuff at you right now? Is it stressful at all?
I'd say it's a little stressful, but not really, just because this is my third year in college, so I'm kind of getting used to it. And, we got a lot of time throughout the day to try to figure out things. We can come back up here. Coaches are here all day, kind of talk to them and work through exactly what we need to work on. And most times the plays kind of carry over from week to week, and like we do a full install in fall camp, so it's all the same stuff recurrent, so it's pretty easy.
Corey, you mentioned kind of being out of shape, but what's the conditioning regimen look like in a condensed week for you, and what's treatment look like for you as you prepare for a short week?
I'd come in and do treatment after practice every day, so I'm here to go get treatment right after this. But really, conditioning is just going through practice and running through pass skills, doing indie, just trying to get back in football shape.
Obviously, your touchdown pass was from Luke at the end of the game, but how's the relationship with Spencer coming along? And you feel like you're maybe starting to get some timing and some things down with the starting quarterback as you're getting more reps?
I'd say just since I've been here this summer, me and Spence have built a good relationship. We work together a lot, and I say really just coming back, getting into practice again and starting to get reps with the ones again. The timing and everything's going to come. It's not going to happen overnight, but I would say probably more so next week when we have a full week of practice, we'll start to get some more of those reps together.
I got a couple questions for you. Was the celebration, was that something you brought over from Arkansas State, or did Colton help you with that?
So I've been telling myself like I'm gonna do that celebration for a long time, but every time you score, your mind just goes everywhere. And like right after I scored and I jumped up with Juice and I kind of sat there, I was like, oh, got to do the Rockstar celebration. So it's something I've been planning a long time, and I guess right now is just the first time I was actually able to pull it off.
And as you, I guess, get more into the swing of things, what's sort of your mindset as trying to build off of that and grow your role within the offense?
Honestly, just go out there, play and have fun, just play full speed. I just feel like if you play hard and you play just play fast, you'll end up in the right spot and good things will happen.
Corey, I was gonna say, what's this running regimen been in terms of getting back in shape the last few weeks? I guess how much are you able to do right now? And I guess what's it been like, kind of trying to get back in shape where you want to be at?
Honestly, just trying to get as many reps as I can throughout practice and team and pass skill. Last week I was very limited, and that's kind of why I came in so late in the game. But really, just being at practice and trying to go through everything.
Corey, well, first I'm curious, how many of those Rockstar Ruck shirts do you have kind of in your spot laying around?
I couldn't tell you. It's a lot, though.
Yeah, and also with the game obviously being moved, what do you think the overall atmosphere is going to be like at Williams-Brice? It's obviously kind of switched somewhat, not last second, but, kind of a quick switch, midweek game. Like, just what kind of differences are you expecting to see in Williams-Brice?
Honestly, I don't think too much will be different. There'll probably be like a lower number of attendance, but I'm pretty sure the cockpit will be full. Students, college students really look for any reason to drink, so I think they'll be there and be loud and rowdy. But overall, I think it'll still be a good atmosphere.
How's the photography coming along, that Capture Columbia series you starting now?
Oh, yeah. So I just kind of came up with the idea yesterday, but as I get more time off, Mondays are our days off, so my Mondays afternoons are just filled with trying to find good spots to go shoot. But it's been fun. Justin's been trying to recruit me over to the media department now. He's seen a couple of my shots, but it's been really fun.
Off of that, I've seen some of your pictures you posted. What's your favorite spot in Columbia to shoot pictures at?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'd probably say the Riverwalk right there in Casey. Yep, appreciate it.
and everything. And then what did you see on the pick?
It was great. You know, it's always good to get back in Willie B and stuff like that. But I mean, like, just coming off that, the 2 weeks, I wasn't really doing anything. I kind of just got to get my conditioning and stuff back, just get back in the full season form. And on the pick, I seen the out route earlier. They ran it earlier, but it was just kind of like a dummy route. But I seen this time he kind of looked this way when she was doing the handoff. So I just kind of just slid outside, kept my leverage. As soon as I seen him pull it up, I just drove.
Cam, as a local guy, what significance does playing South Carolina State have for you? You got any family members or friends that attend SC State or HBCUs?
I probably got like 12 dogs that play on the team. All of them then called me today, like talking about everything and stuff like that, just wrapping it up. So it's gonna be one for the show. It's gonna be a show. Ain't gonna lie.
Cam, with a condensed week like this, what does treatment look like for you, and kind of how do you go about installing a game plan and learning a game plan in 2 or 3 days of practice instead of 4?
Treatment for me this week really ain't gonna be nothing. I'm not banged up or anything. I'm feeling good, so I ain't gonna really do nothing. Probably the cold tub and stuff. Probably get some feel good stuff going, stuff like that. But I mean, the short week, just trying to attack it like a pro. Just know how stuff would be on the next level. So they just making everything, every option, make it a pro option.
You're saying all those guys, South Carolina State hitting you up. Were they just hitting you up to talk smack or bond over this shortened week? What were those conversations like?
Definitely was talking smack. So I wasn't really no bonding over the phone and stuff like that.
Cam, I know you obviously didn't play in those, I guess, the Georgia game and then most of the Arkansas game, but what's it been like trying to kind of mix and match in the secondary, and what have you seen from some of these young guys that have gotten a lot more playing time the last couple of weeks?
I feel like Chico is putting him in a good position to win at this. Like with the mix-up we had with Russ still like iffy and stuff like that. So we just trying to make sure that everything's straight. Like everybody knows their position and what they're supposed to do at that position, and just clean at that position. So we ain't really gotta have no mishaps or stuff. We just gotta run one coverage and stuff like that because somebody doesn't know anything.
Coach Beamer's made mention a couple of times that he wasn't real happy with the way y'all started the game defensively. First, what did you see from y'all as a defensive group early in the game, and what did Coach White have to say to you guys at halftime to kind of get things back in order?
Really, by halftime we kind of got those 2 stops already, so we were straight away on that. He didn't really say too much about it, but I mean, just the thing about starting fast, that's just been the motto here from really since last year, because we've been doing the same thing, stuff like that's still been happening. But we just got to make sure that we just play like it's just coming out there and playing. That's all it really is. It ain't really too much to it.
Cam, there's obviously with DQ and Nick playing a bunch of snaps in the secondary, bringing those guys along. I guess what's that kind of been like, and how have you kind of seen those guys grow, at least in a couple of games, and how they've been thrown into the fire a little bit?
Coming in, both of them got a huge learning curve. Just learning the playbook, making sure they know everything, stuff like that. And then coming in and practicing, not like a freshman, like making sure that the details are right, making sure they making the right steps off of the right reads and stuff like that. Just little things, making sure their knees are bent when they go into tackle and stuff like that. Just they're making sure that they're doing everything like a senior, really.
Hey, Cam, obviously you got your pick and the rest of the defense generated a few turnovers of their own. What does that do, like, going forward for, like, morale and momentum going forward down the stretch, getting a couple turnovers?
It builds it really high, just making sure that we get hands on balls and stuff like that, just knowing that our big dude's gonna go and rush the quarterback, go get us tips and stuff like that, and we're going to come down with him. So it just builds a bond throughout the whole defense that we know we're gonna get a turnover.
Hey, Cam, kind of going off of Ben's question, seeing DQ and Nick do their things out there, just for you being a local guy as well, how great is it to see other local guys step up and be successful here?
It's big. You just see, like, where the city going, stuff like that, just inside local guys, and then the school as well, just seeing where we're going and how we keeping in-state dudes in-state. So we're just making sure that we keep those strides in that regard.
What's your thoughts on SC State's receiver number 1, the big dude?
That's my dog, Shaq. I mean, he a big dude, big physical receiver, gonna go get the ball at the highest point. So you just got to make sure that you stand on top of the receiver. Make sure you don't give him like those easy back shoulder and stuff like that. It's just the simple stuff with him that he will, if you don't do, he will make you look bad.
So is he one of the guys you've been chopping it up with, talking to?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
What's he? What was he? I guess your impressions of him like last season, because I guess he kind of broke out, made a sort of a name for himself in that Jackson State game.
I've been knowing him since I was in middle school. So like I've been knowing about him. I've been knew he was good and stuff like that. Just make sure that you just don't let him do it on you.
So how did y'all first cross paths back then? Were y'all teammates or
nah?
y'all
We
each other?
what's the name? Just mutual friends.
Cam, you're obviously from the state. You know, you grew up playing here. Do you ever remember another time when you had a game maybe move because of weather or hurricane, or just a new experience for you, and kind of what goes into it?
I've never played a JV game on a Thursday, so I don't know.
I remember Shaq in Atlanta after he had a touchdown, literally hit, I think, like the primetime shuffle right in front of, like, he got anything planned to show up for you if he gets in the end zone?
No, I don't know. We're going to hope he don't get there.